Traveling is one of the best ways to expand your horizons, but let's be real. Some places are off limits, no matter how adventurous you are. Whether it's due to extreme danger, government secrecy, or just some mysterious no visitors allowed rule, there are still corners of the world that remain completely out of reach, and honestly, that just makes them even more intriguing. Some of these locations are guarded like top-secret fortresses, while others are just too remote for the average traveler to reach. But it doesn't matter how much we want to visit. Some places are simply forbidden. From hidden bunkers to islands where trespassers are met with extreme consequences, these 15 locations are some of the most secretive places on Earth. Let's start off with number 15, Fort Knox. The phrase "as secure as Fort Knox" isn't just a saying, it's a fact. Officially called the United States Bullion Depository, this fortress in Kentucky holds around 4,500 metric tons of gold, and it's protected like something straight out of an action movie. Built in 1936, the structure is made of 4,200 cubic yards of concrete, 1,500 tons of steel, and a vault door that's 20 inches thick and weighs several tons. Think you could pull off a Hollywood-style heist? Well, not a single chance. Fort Knox has layers of security, including armed guards, motion sensors, landmines, electrified fences, and surveillance drones. They even hire a Superman. In fact, U.S. presidents don't just stroll in. Only authorized personnel from the Department of the Treasury or the Mint Police can access it. Technically, no one's ever attempted a break-in, and with security this tight, it's easy to see why. You could try, but let's be very honest, you wouldn't even make it past the parking lot. Number 14, Mezhgorye. Mezhgorye is one of Russia's most secretive locations. It's what's known as a closed city, which means no visitors, no tourists, and no questions asked. Only a few chilly locals and government-authorized personnel are allowed inside, and the Russian government refuses to explain what actually happens there. One of the most widely believed theories? Mezhgorye is connected to Mount Yamantau, a massive mountain whose name means evil mountain. Reports suggest that deep inside the mountain, Russia has built a top-secret military bunker, a nuclear storage facility, or even a doomsday shelter. Some even think it's all of the above. The Russian government has repeatedly denied these claims, but let's be honest. When a town is completely off-limits, it's probably hiding something. Whether it's a Cold War-era secret or a bunker for the apocalypse, one thing's for sure. Mezhgorye isn't just another small Putin town. Number 13, Jiangsu National Security Education Museum. Ever wanted to check out a real-life spy museum? Well, unless you're a Chinese citizen, that's not happening. Located in Nanjing, China, the Jiangsu National Security Education Museum is dedicated to espionage history, but foreigners aren't even allowed inside. So what's so top secret? Well, reports suggest the museum houses classified documents, Cold War-era gadgets, and vintage spy equipment, like lipstick guns, playing card maps, and calculator microphones. Basically, James Bond meets real-world espionage. Museum officials claim that China doesn't want its old espionage tricks getting out, which is why only Chinese citizens can enter. Even if you are allowed inside, don't expect to snap any photos. Photography is strictly banned. With so much secrecy surrounding it, you have to wonder, is this museum just a history exhibit, or is it hiding something bigger? Either way, if you're not from China, you'll never find out. Number 12, RAF Menwith Hill. At first glance, RAF Menwith Hill looks like some kind of futuristic golf course, with its massive white domes dotting the landscape. But don't let the friendly appearance fool you. This place is one of the most heavily guarded intelligence hubs in the world. Located in North Yorkshire, England, Menwith Hill is run by the British Ministry of Defence, the US Department of Defence, and the NSA. Officially, it's used for intelligence gathering and security monitoring, but no one really knows the full extent of what happens here. Many believe Menwith Hill is a major part of ECHELON, a top-secret surveillance program that allegedly monitors global communications. In other words, it might be listening to, well, everything. So, trying to visit? Well, don't bother. Security is extreme, and unauthorized visitors will be stopped immediately. We may not know exactly what they're watching inside Menwith Hill, but one thing's certain: they're watching us. Number 11. Bohemian Grove. If you thought VIP clubs were exclusive, Bohemian Grove takes things to a whole new level. Hidden away in the redwood forests of Monte Rio, California, this 2,700-acre retreat is where the richest and most powerful men in America gather every summer for, well, nobody really knows. The Bohemian Club, which runs the retreat, is made up of politicians, billionaires, and Hollywood elites, but no women are allowed. In fact, the only way for a woman to enter is if she's visiting with a male spouse or parent. Beyond that, security is airtight, with Secret Service and ex-military guards patrolling the area. What actually happens inside? Rumors suggest big political deals are made, major business moves are planned, and weird ritualistic ceremonies take place. Some even believe the Manhattan Project, which led to the atomic bomb, was first discussed here. Well, whatever the truth is, one thing is crystal clear: outsiders are never getting in. Number 10. Room 39. If there's one place in North Korea that's more secretive than Kim Jong-un's personal bunker, it's Room 39. Officially, this mysterious government office doesn't exist, but experts believe it's the financial backbone of the North Korean regime. It operates behind a thick veil of secrecy, generating money through illicit activities like drug manufacturing, counterfeiting, and insurance fraud. It's believed that Room 39 is located inside the Workers' Party headquarters, but no one knows for sure. Its security is so tight that unauthorized visitors don't just get turned away, they disappear. Reports suggest that those who even come close are kidnapped or executed, and its actual location might not even be where we think it is. Whether it's a shadowy government office, a network of hidden operations, or something even more sinister, one thing is certain: no one outside North Korea will ever truly know what goes on behind those doors. Number 9. White's Gentlemen's Club. If you thought getting into an A-list Hollywood party was hard, try getting into White's Gentlemen's Club. Established in 1693, this is London's oldest and most exclusive gentlemen's club, and unless you have royal connections, you're not getting in. Prince William and King Charles are among its current members, but joining this elite club isn't as simple as signing up. First, you need an invitation from a current member, and then 2 more members must support your application. Even then, you might sit on a waiting list for years. Inside, White's is known for its luxurious rooms, bizarre traditions, and outrageous bets. The most famous? A 3,000-pound wager on which Raindrop would reach the bottom of a window first. It's a place of wealth, power, and privilege, and unless you're among Britain's elite, this historic club will remain a mystery. Number 8. Uluru. For decades, Uluru, formerly known as Ayers Rock, was one of Australia's most iconic climbing spots. Tourists from around the world flock to the outback just to scale its massive red surface. But for the Anangu people, Uluru has never been a tourist attraction. It's a deeply sacred site. After years of petitions from indigenous groups, the Uluru Kata Tjuta National Park Board finally made the call. As of October 2019, climbing Uluru is permanently banned. While visitors can still explore the area and admire its beauty from the ground, setting foot on the rock itself is strictly forbidden. And if respecting sacred traditions isn't enough to keep people away, there's also a curse. Many tourists who took souvenirs from Uluru reported bizarre streaks of bad luck, leading to an influx of returned stones, now dubbed sorry rocks by park rangers. Number 7. The Ise Grand Shrine. Deep in the forests of Japan's Mie Prefecture, the Ise Grand Shrine is one of the most important and mysterious religious sites in the world. Dedicated to Amaterasu Omikami, the sun goddess, it's considered the spiritual heart of Japan. But here's the catch: you will never see inside. The shrine is rebuilt every 20 years as part of an ancient Shinto tradition symbolizing rebirth, but only imperial family members and select Shinto priests are allowed beyond its sacred gates. Even during the reconstruction process, most workers will never see more than the roof. For the rest of us, the best we can do is stand outside and admire the traditional architecture. While some may find it frustrating that such a historic place is so restricted, it only adds to its mystique and spiritual significance, making it one of the most untouchable places on Earth. Number 6. The White House Situation Room. You can take a tour of the White House, and you can walk through the Oval Office, if invited, but you will never set foot inside the Situation Room. This high-security underground command center is where the president and top officials make life-or-death decisions during national crises. The Situation Room is packed with high-tech intelligence systems, secure communications, and classified military briefings. Even official White House photographers are only allowed to capture limited angles of the room, and those photos undergo intense scrutiny to make sure no reflections reveal classified information. This is the room where Osama bin Laden's raid was monitored in real time, where global security decisions are made, and where the most sensitive secrets of the U.S. government are discussed. Unless you're a top military officer, high-ranking government official, or the president, you're never stepping foot inside. Number 5. Mount Weather. If there's one place you don't want to end up unless things go horribly wrong, it's Mount Weather. Hidden in Virginia's Blue Ridge Mountains, this ultra-classified bunker is designed to keep the U.S. government running after a national catastrophe. It's built to survive nuclear attacks, natural disasters, and pretty much anything else you can imagine. Inside, it reportedly has a full-scale underground city, complete with air circulation pumps, a post-apocalyptic news station, and even its own police and fire departments. Most of what happens at Mount Weather is top secret, but one thing is clear. If the world ever faces total collapse, this is where government elites and select VIPs will go. Regular citizens? Sorry, there's no room. If you ever hear that Mount Weather has gone into full lockdown, well, let's just say it's probably time to panic. Number 4. Poveglia Island. Few places in the world are as cursed as Poveglia Island. If you can't believe it, well, just visit it for yourself, and you will find out why. Sitting abandoned in the Venetian lagoon, this tiny patch of land has one of the darkest histories imaginable. In the 14th century, it became a quarantine zone for bubonic plague victims, many of whom were burned alive to prevent the spread of disease. Fast forward a few centuries, and the island took another terrifying turn. It became a mental asylum in the early 1900s, where cruel doctors allegedly performed horrific experiments on patients. After the hospital shut down in 1968, rumors of paranormal activity exploded like iPhones. Locals refused to step foot there, and Italian authorities have banned visitors altogether. Even today, Poveglia remains fully off-limits, except for the occasional ghost hunting crew that somehow secures permission. Whether you believe in ghosts or not, one thing is pretty clear. Poveglia's past is straight out of a horror movie, and no one is eager to reopen its doors. Number 3. Lascaux Cave. Hidden beneath the hills of France lies one of the most stunning displays of prehistoric art ever discovered, the Lascaux Cave. Inside, over 600 intricate paintings decorate the walls, created by our ancient ancestors nearly 20,000 years ago. But while the cave was once open to visitors, letting people inside turned out to be a massive mistake. By the mid-20th century, thousands of tourists were flocking to the site, unknowingly destroying the artwork just by breathing. The carbon dioxide from exhalation led to mold growth, and within a few decades, parts of the paintings had begun to visibly deteriorate. Panicked scientists quickly shut down the cave to the public in 1963, and today, only a handful of researchers are granted access each year. If you want to see the famous paintings, your only option is to visit Lascaux Cave, a high-tech replica built to protect the original. Sorry, but some secrets of the past are staying locked away forever. Number 2. Club 33. Disneyland may be known as the happiest place on Earth, but not all of its attractions are for everyone. Well, especially for Fortnite kids. Case in point, Club 33, an ultra-exclusive private lounge hidden in plain sight. Located at 33 Royal Street in New Orleans Square, it's the only place inside Disneyland that serves alcohol. But don't expect to just stroll in and order a drink. Walt Disney himself designed Club 33 in 1967 as an invite-only space for A-list celebs, powerful executives, and the ridiculously wealthy. Do you want to join too? Well, you'll need to cough up a $25,000 initiation fee at minimum and an additional $10,000 per year just to stay on the list. And even if you can afford it, the waiting list is 14 years long. Members include stars like Tom Hanks and Christina Aguilera, so unless you've got deep pockets like Elon Musk and serious connections like Donald Trump, this hidden corner of Disneyland will stay off limits forever. Number 1. Svalbard Global Seed Vault. What happens if a global catastrophe wipes out our crops? That's what the Svalbard Global Seed Vault was built to prevent. Tucked away on a remote Norwegian island, this underground fortress is home to over 1 million seed samples, carefully stored at freezing temperatures in case of a worldwide disaster. The vault is designed to withstand earthquakes, nuclear blasts, and even rising sea levels, ensuring that no matter what happens to the planet, we have a backup plan for humanity's survival. But while countries from all over the world have contributed to the collection, access is strictly controlled. Only a handful of scientists and researchers are ever allowed inside, and even governments that donate seeds don't get a key. The only time the vault has ever been used? In 2015, when Syria's civil war forced researchers to withdraw seeds for replanting. Otherwise, it remains a frozen time capsule, waiting for the day when the world might desperately need it. If you have found this video interesting, please like it, share it, and subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one.